Welcome to my channel, Long's Cake Artistry. My name is Sipokazi and this is my very first video. I'm pleased to be showing you how to make a coconut cake. This cake is nice, fluffy and moist. Let us see. It tastes so delicious. See? Can help us back. There we are. So nice, so fluffy, moist, and looks delicious. Alright, let's see how this cake was made. Hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, let's bake this coconut cake. Here we've got 3 cups of sifted flour. I've already added 2 cups of sugar. And here we've got a cup of grated coconut. And here we've got a tablespoon of baking powder. And half a teaspoon of baking soda. So we will mix our dry ingredients all together. And then we've got 3 or 4 cups of butter, of margarine. Okay, your margarine must be at room temperature. So you've got 2 options of making a dough. You can first either soften your butter and then add dry ingredients, or you can add it with dry ingredients. It doesn't really matter as long as you will have a moist, soft and fluffy cake. Okay, so we're just gonna mix a little. I will still use the hand mixer. Okay, so now we can add, we've got here 5 egg whites. You need to separate your eggs. So the tip that I'm going to give you is that you must have your eggs cold. It's easy to separate egg whites from egg yolks when the eggs are cold. So I've got my 5 egg whites here. Then mix it together. We've got a cup and 1/3 cups of coconut milk. It's everything coconut because it's a coconut cake. Okay, let's mix. And here it's 1/4 cups of canola oil. And lastly, it's a teaspoon of coconut essence and half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. And then mix. Alright, you will now use the hand mixer to ensure that the dough is perfectly blended and ready to be baked. Okay, so it should be fine by now. It's perfectly blended. Oh my gosh, just get out already. Okay, and then I've got my pre-cake tins that I already had butter and flour on. So let's just have our dough equally divided into these 3 baking tins, and then we will bake. Alright, if you've got a scale, you can put each baking tin in a scale to see if the dough is the same as on the other tin. But in my case, I trust myself, So I never had a problem of having cakes that aren't the same size. They always come out the same size. I've been doing this for some time, so I already know how to estimate how much to have in each tin. Okay, so now we're gonna bake. Okay, I'm just gonna do this to ensure that the cake is level. So I already preheated my oven to 180 degrees, and I will be baking these 3 cakes in 40 to 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna see you after that. Okay, let's set time. Hello. Okay, welcome back. We've now baked our coconut cakes, and here we are. I've got 3 sponge cakes, and we will now do our icing and then decorate the coconut cake. So I've already softened my margarine. It's 400 grams of butter, and here there is 150 grams of cream cheese. It's advisable that you use the blocks cream cheese, not the spread cream cheese, because it will make your frosting watery, and we don't want that. I'm just gonna add icing sugar now, and then we can mix it together with the hand mixer. Let me just get a spoon. Okay, I'm just gonna ensure that everything is in. And then we will have is our icing sugar. You can use any brand, doesn't really matter which brand you're using. So we'll have 5 cups of icing sugar. Let's put in. Let's put it aside. Okay, so we've got our icing sugar, and then we will have 60 milliliters of coconut milk right in there. If you feel that your frosting is not watery enough, you can always add more coconut milk. And with all my frostings, I don't like something sweet. I always use my lemon juice. So in this case, we've got 30 milliliters of lemon juice. And here we've got a teaspoon of coconut essence. And then we mix. just gonna add another 60 milliliters of coconut milk, and we see how it is. It will actually be 30 milliliters, not 60, because it's not too dry. All right, and now we go for the hand mixer. Want to taste the sweetness. I know it's fine. I don't like something sweet, so I always prefer having lemon juice in all my frostings, in all my icing, so that it doesn't taste too sweet. Alright, here we've got our piping bag. I love frosting with a piping bag. It makes it quicker and convenient for me. So let's use this piping bag. And you should always have frosting. Either you're using the cake stand if it's your own cake, so you'll be using a cake stand. If it's for a customer, you'll be using a cake plate. So you must always have your frosting on the surface of either the cake stand or the cake plate, so that your cake doesn't move and can be stable, you know. Okay, let's go with the first one, and then we go for our piping. Okay. I prefer this, and then you just cover your icing right around the sponge. Okay. And then you can have your second layer. Let's do this. See? Let's see. All right, let's continue. Okay, and then we cover the sponge with the icing, and we'll be ready for the next one. And a tip, if you feel that your sponge, because if it's not so level, maybe there's a part that's not so level on your sponge, you can just have more icing sugar on the side, on that side where it's not so level, to ensure that when you're putting the sponge that is not so level, it then becomes level. Then you can have a nicely level cake, or you can even turn your sponge around to ensure that you get it perfect. Yeah, looks fine, looks fine, looks good. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I am now going to put more icing on my piping bag so that I can frost around the cake. And yeah, I love cream cheese. It makes your buttercream or frosting so delicious and rich. It doesn't taste so sweet like when you only have the frosting of icing sugar and margarine. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's use this to ensure that it's nice and smooth. Okay, let's now have our buttercream on top of the cake. Right, we are not going to focus more on perfecting the smoothness of icing around the cake because we'll be putting on coconut. So let me just clean you. I'm just gonna clean right around the cake. Then I can put my grated coconut, and then we continue with our frosting of this coconut cake. Okay, I'm just gonna nicely fold this and clean it later when I'm all done here. And put this aside. And then so you just get a handful, or no matter how much you can get, then you just paste this on the cake, right around the cake. It will be messy, but you will obviously clean afterwards as long as your cake is nicely covered in coconut. Okay, well, I prefer getting this coconut down here and still use it around the cake up until I am done or I'm satisfied with my decoration of this coconut cake. And I'm gonna clean all this afterwards. One thing about cake decor, you must be prepared to clean the mess that comes with it. It will never be a clean kitchen or a clean job. This one is never a clean job. Whether you're decorating using fondant, also known as plastic icing, or you're using buttercream frosting, there will still be a mess to clean when you're done with your cake. But it's all part and parcel of that great package of being a cake decorator. I enjoy it. I do not mind the cleaning as long as I am happy with my cake, then I'm good to go. Okay. So we're just gonna check where else we can have more of the grated coconut, and then we just put in there. Okay. It takes some time, so you've gotta be patient. However, you cannot be a cake decorator if you're not patient. So patience and cake decoration goes hand in hand. So you've gotta have one. You've gotta have patience in order to decorate cakes, because it's not a walk in the park. As lovely and amazing as it feels to decorate cakes, but you've gotta have your patience with you. You do not forget them at the gate when you're decorating cakes. Okay, we are almost done. We are just perfecting now. I love coconut cakes. They taste so delicious. I just love, and I love the whiteness that comes with baking a coconut cake, because from your batter you have to use the white one. There is no egg yolks, only egg whites. So that on its own makes the cake so white and so beautiful and special. Okay, let's check. It seems like we have covered it all. And then the rest of the coconut, you have to use it on top. See? Okay. Let's clean you and get that coconut on top. nice it looks. It's so white. So nice and white. Let me just take this. See, put it aside. Okay. All right, and then we clean. We can have this on the side, and then try to really have this coconut on the side. I'm gonna put it in a bin. When I'm done with my decor, let's put this one here. It won't be used anymore, and then we can start playing around the cake. As you want to leave it like this. Okay. All right, so we are done with the bottom part of decorating this cake, and we will now do the top part. Okay, let's have it here. It looks nice, hey? Oh, nice and white. Okay, so let's go back to our piping bag and pipe the next part of this cake. Let's get everything in. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so here we are, and the last part is to have these white chocolates that we dipped in coconut. So we're just gonna put each on top, each on top. I'm just gonna add more. So you can buy these or you can make them. It's entirely up to you. You can go either way. So with this cake, I decided to buy them, but I can always make them because it's just white chocolate balls and then you are dipped in coconut. In grated coconuts. And here we are, our coconut cake is all done and looking delicious. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that hopefully after this video you'll be able to make your own coconut cake. Thank you very much. Bye bye.